Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to show you this game today, which I thought was really cool because I actually played Sardoche. Yeah, the Sardoche, the French League of Legends streamer, the gamer, the Pogchamps 3 champion. I mean, being serious, I don't know too much about this guy, but I remember hearing about him during the whole PogChamp stuff, and I just thought it was really cool, and I'll show you guys the game. I played him about a week and a half ago or so. Um, wasn't playing my best at that point. Went down a rating. I've since came up and actually hit my peak, over 1800 now blitz. But the time of this game, I was rated 1553. He was 1482. So we're just gonna get into this game. So he ends up playing kind of a very non-standard opening. E4 D4 is normally what you're gonna get. He ends up playing the I believe this is the Nimzo Larson with B3, and then I just simply play E4, E5, just taking control of the center, and then he plays Bishop B2, and then I get my knight out. I'm just trying to develop my pieces here, and I find C4 to be kind of strange because it weakens this square. I mean, I want to get my knight in here at some point anyways. I guess he's trying to prevent me playing D5, but as you'll see, I try to prepare that move later. Knight f6. And here, knight f6, we don't have to worry about this bishop pinning us, which normally it would be able to come over here. But because this bishop's here on the b2 square instead, it's not going to be able to pin us, so we don't have to worry about that. And so here, now I play d4 after preparing it with knight f6. He takes, I take. And then we get a3. I get the coordinates mixed up with black and white. It's still something I gotta work on. But he plays a3, which I don't really understand. It feels like kind of a waste of time. I mean, my knights are. I wasn't really gonna come in with my knight here. I mean, I guess maybe you can make an argument I come in with this knight and then try to plan it here, but I don't think that's really a threat. So it gives me time to quickly develop. And he plays knight out to c3. I don't really want to trade, which it probably would have been fine. Pawn takes, that's good for me. Bishop takes. I mean, I just want to keep pieces on the board here. I castle, and then here he plays knight e4, attacking my bishop, and that's something I really generally don't want to lose. Keeping the bishop pair is a pretty good advantage if you can keep it. Normally in this position I'd probably move my bishop away, but here instead I try to get tempo by hitting this knight. And I guess my thinking is knight takes, we take back with the pawn, we get another pawn in the center. We got this kind of pawn storm going a little bit here. I will say that these light squares are kind of weak now, so in the future, this could be a move. Maybe queen b3 is an idea, so you have to be careful about that. But we ended up playing, pawn takes, and then, this is interesting, but we have a new weakness here on d6 that we have to be aware of. So bishop gets developed, and then I smartly move my king out of the way. I think this is a very good move, and for any beginners out there, these kind of moves where you move your king to h8 or h1, I think are very useful if you have time to do them. Get out of potential tactics with these checks and bad diagonals. I think they're good, especially if you push, your f pawn. Excuse me, this one. So we have castles here, and then now I get my bishop onto that e6 square, protecting this kind of weak diagonal here. Now he pushes this pawn, and I'm not really sure what Sardoche is doing here. I think he just wants to take space. Maybe he wants to kick this knight away at some point, but I mean, here I'm just continuing with a plan, just trying to break open the king side. What did the engine want there? I guess a6 was was one of the moves suggested, just stopping that. We have h6, which I guess the knight coming in here is pretty annoying. So I actually, in hindsight, probably, if I was playing how I am now, I would probably play h6, just so my queen is more free to move and I don't have to worry about the knight coming in. Rook c8 is an idea as well, getting open on this open file. But here I play f4 instead, and I'm just trying to break open the king side because I got this rook here. And here they play d4, which is interesting. Takes, he's gonna get his bishop open here. Here they said the best move is actually not even to take, and it looks like you're kind of allowing a fork, but you're really hitting this knight, and eventually you're gonna be able to get an f3. But instead, I play kind of a weird move. I play knight d5. I guess my idea is I want to be able to take here and take, and then maybe fork, but not really the best move, especially if he has this in his pocket, which I'm pretty sure he plays. He's gonna be able to play e4. He doesn't. But yeah, this diagonal, he's not gonna take and let me fork him. But this is where it kind of goes wrong for him, because I do a little in-between move, and yeah, my piece is hanging, but what's worth more than a piece? A king. And this move puts him in check. So we get e takes f2, and then I thought this was very strange. He takes with the king. I don't know if it's a misclick or what, but that was very questionable, because now, I don't know if, I'll give you guys a couple seconds to think about what the move would be. There's definitely plenty of things here, but when you see something like this, one of your first I guess ideas needs to be to attack the king. One thing that comes to mind is a move like queen b6, which actually is a top engine move according to the engine. Because going on this diagonal, you're keeping the king from running back to safety, keeping him out in the open, and here they can't even play bishop here because we just take with our knight, and the knight can't take back. It actually has to be the queen because the knight's pinned. So not really a good way to stop this check. You're gonna have to run your king at that point. But here, instead of playing queen b6, I actually play queen h4, taking advantage of this pinned knight. He can't take because that's illegal, and the king is right behind him. And here, this is kind of where the game kind of gets out of control for him. Right now, I'm hitting this hanging bishop, which is one idea, depending on what he does. I forget what he plays here. He actually plays g3, which is not great because it weakens this knight, this already pinned knight, a lot. Not really exactly what you want to do, and I can still take on h2, which I think is what I do. Nope. Taking on h2 might even be better. Yeah, it's -7 taking on h2, just because how exposed this king is. You can't even go here. I mean, what is he even going to play? I mean, he could play this move that we take here, play this move. I mean, it's just, then we maybe take here. But anyways, I just take the hanging bishop. You can't really fault me for that. Black's like -5 here. We're up a piece. Life is good. He takes my pawn, opening up his bishop, so there might be some counterplay ideas in the future, but I mean, it's kind of too late here. Looks like this was kind of a miss, according to the engine. I don't have the game review on, so I'm not seeing if it's actually, if it says it's a miss or a blunder, but just looking at the engine evaluation, it wants bishop h3, which is, wow, what a move. Forcing the rook away, kind of boxing in the king even more. And just kind of setting up mates. But here I play kind of a more natural move. Well, actually, it's not a natural move. It's actually a blunder. I play knight e5, eagerly trying to take advantage of this pin, forgetting that, yeah, the knight can't take, but there's still this bishop here. So he ends up taking, and just like that, all my advantage is gone. It's about, I mean, black's still better, but it's about equal. Maybe up to -1, but not how it was. But I still have this pin, so there's still, you know, white's still not out of the woods yet. Here you might want to play something like, I don't know, king g2, get out of the pin, defend everything. King g1 does the same thing. It's probably better. He plays king g2, and oh right, you can't play king g2 because of the fork, and that's what I've ended up playing in this game. So we take the queen, and at this point, just clean up. And, you know, take all his pieces. I think eventually resigns. I'm not sure yet. This last fork. And that's how the game ended. And I remember I remember looking at his bio. And right before the game ended, I remember typing in the chat. I was like, are you the Pogchamps, Sardoche? He didn't respond. But looking at his bio, I was trying to figure out how to pull it up. He said I really suck at chess or something, and I'm like, yeah, me too, man. keep in there. But I mean, he's a decent player for sure. And I wasn't playing super sharp. I was a little sloppy there, but I thought it was an interesting game. There's some takeaways you can learn, at least from this game, besides the blunders. I think Sardoche, one of the reasons that I got the better of him in this game, for one, I think he spent too much time pushing pawns, and it kind of weakened his position as well. It made too many weaknesses. I think pushing d5 here was a very big mistake. It's permanently weakening this e4 square. First of all, allow me to capture here isn't great, opening my rook. And then just allowing, I think here, if he played e4 himself, like he's winning, pretty much, because I think, you know, we get e4, say for instance e4, we got to do something with tempo, because this move's coming. I don't even know you play. I mean, knight b6 seems to be the move, but then you get hit with d5 and you're down a piece. I mean, so if he played e4, he probably would have won this game, honestly. But I try to be aggressive here. That was one mistake by me. I think in between moves, if you're a beginner, those are good ones to keep in mind. If you can make a bigger threat or something with check, usually sometimes you can ignore threats. So see, I was, you know, he was hitting this piece and I was potentially losing it, but because I had this move in between, I'm able to, you know, able to win a pawn, basically. And here, this is just tactical vision. Normally this square is covered by this knight, but noticing pins in your games, guys, that'll make a huge difference. You just gotta be tactically aware, and like these diagonals, first things I noticed really in this position. And I mean, there's not much too complicated after this point besides don't blunder your knights. I mean, here it probably wasn't even big of a deal. If I just played bishop g4, it's crushing. But we ended up winning the piece back pretty quickly, winning the queen. So I mean, yeah, there's a few takeaways. I just thought it was cool I played the Sardoche. I mean, I don't know, but hoping to get some more videos out for you guys soon. Sorry I've been kind of lacking on that. It's been super busy for me. I've been moving out my place and then moving my sister in for college, for law school, excuse me. We both just graduated. So it's been crazy, but I've been, you know, meaning to make more videos and get back into that while I kind of search for my own jobs and everything. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed watching, got something out of it. If you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing. It really means the most to me, and you know, it helps me stay motivated to make more videos for you guys and get stuff out there quicker. But anyways, y'all take care. Peace.